I guess you had to be there when the time I went through life leaving my full-time job. For reference, I had a full-time job as a web developer at a rather large company, which I left on my own terms for a shot at self-employment. Now, I drive for Uber most of the time for most of my monies, while in between jobs, hoping somebody gives me an offer and the job fair will be nice to me. Let me begin again by saying both of these lovely people I met on quite interesting terms. I met my dear friend Kyle through a high school friend, and several additional pathways later, now our mutual ex-friend introduced us to each other at my very first apartment. He made some very tasty drinks for us, that's for sure. I met my dear friend Noah on an even crazier adventure. Kyle met Noah at the OK Cupid and invited me over to a party at his apartment to meet Noah for the first time. And after a series of unsoberous events, I ended up in a fetal position on Kyle's bed while he was comforting me and Noah was aimlessly staring at shoes because Kyle was gone and he didn't know anybody. Oopsies. Fast forward a couple years later and all these crazy shenanigans later, and now the three of us are all living together. Plus, with Kyle also being an Uber driver, he helped me to be able to become one myself by showing me all the paperwork, going over how to be an Uber driver, how to use the app, and I truly appreciate it. Both of these lovely people have seen the before and after changes for me from about a year ago today. A year ago, I was making good money, living the high life at this big company, involved in many activities, and willing to drive an hour and a half to go perform in a local talent show. Now, I'm driving for Uber at insane hours, playing the hustle games, and crossing my fingers I make rent each month. They've also probably seen my boobs, me in my PJs, me with no makeup, me in gross crying mode, anxiety attack, who knows, they've seen it all. They've also seen me bring back some friends who were either pleasurable or who they wanted to get the fuck out immediately. But these people range from semi-recovered alcoholics to those who act drunk and belligerent to my friends who I end up not sure if I want to be friends with them anymore, invite them over to my birthday party, and he steals my phone and starts texting everybody, "I love pickles," and made fun of me the whole time, thus triggered me to have a little bit too many shots. But throughout the course of living with these two, they've seen several of these bad friends, but they've also seen some good friends, like one who I met while playing Dance Dance Revolution, and now he's our roller coaster buddy and comes with us on our annual roller coaster adventure. While driving for Uber, there would be days I would come back over-caffeinated, post-all-nighter, etc., and both of these lovely people would end up spending eons telling me that I need to sleep. And until my eventual wake-up call where I almost got in an accident in a parking lot, then no more Uber overnighters. Oopsie. Now I've slept basically every single day since Labor Day, because before then I would sometimes be gone for over 24 hours at a time, with the most being 29 and a half hours without returning home except maybe to pee. Lately, I wouldn't be gone for more than 10 hours at a time, and it seems like if I've gone for a long time, I'd get text messages wondering where I was and prompting me to return home because thank you for caring about me. I always wanted to make sure I see both of these lovely people before they go to sleep, and now that I return home at midnight or earlier as opposed to 2, 3, 4, 5, who knows in the morning, the chances of that happening are significantly greater. Thanks for convincing me to get on a sleep schedule so that I don't have to drive overnight at who knows hours, making not that much money. I appreciate how much both of you care about me and want me to do well in life. A lot of the time we've been living together, I always mention how many job interviews that I have, and I'm about to crave getting an offer. And many interviews and rejections later, I finally received an offer from a commission-only job, which only ended up lasting 3 weeks because all of the red flags were being thrown due to me not making any money, and you need to make a living wage when you're at a job, and you can't just go making one sale $40 a day. So thank you to all the convincing, I ended up leaving, and I'm still in between jobs after that. In the instance between all these moments, I would like to also celebrate my dearest friends' successes. Like if I get a job offer, we take a shot. If they get a job offer, they take a shot. We throw New Year's parties, birthday parties, giving me giant cake for my birthday. And one of my favorite moments of celebration, besides being able to throw parties, is to be able to go on mini vacations to ride roller coasters at amusement parks such as Cedar Point or Kings Island, both of which are in Ohio. The three of us and another friend, the one who we met playing DDR, went to Cedar Point over the summer 2016. Somebody told me how going on a vacation can either expand or falter relationships. For example, living with people and vacationing with them also presents vulnerability, and being in an amusement park also presents standing in line. I've been in situations where the first time I went with the guy that I was about to break up with, and he was starting petty arguments all the time, and he was being Debbie Downer and not wanting to have any fun. And then fast forward 11 months later, now we're all chatting, giggling in line, hoping the rides don't break down, and having the time of our lives. And we're definitely going on another roller coaster venture in 2017. Growing up, I've always had a difficulty becoming close to people. I've had some close friends, but there's always been something missing until my 2 dear friends that I live with. I've also had some failed roommate relationships which make this situation the exact opposite, and for that I am eternally grateful. Thank you infinitely.